Thanks, Ricardo. Thanks, Jesus Alberto. Now let's go to Ricardo Rangel.
Any news.
Go ahead. That the Tlaxcaltecan of worldwide character has been announcing to us. Please go ahead, Ricardo.
How's it going? How are you? Very good morning, Hemi. Good morning, everyone. Honestly, it has been very interesting listening to all the impact that is being generated, especially around these physical tests. It's very interesting how this is being approached, not only by comparative anatomy studies, in this case, what has been found regarding fingerprint. It is related to this type of study, a comparative anatomy study. In the genetic aspect, these studies are also done. Phylogenetic comparison analysis that has been conducted and the reading sequences obtained from Maria. Well, for me, I think it's the holy grail, it's the crown jewel. It's what has truly come to have the most amount of information regarding these organisms. Nanas now, well, fortunately, the act was very appropriate. The fact of having shared my information, Maria's ethics, because in this way, anyone with bioinformatics analysis skills, you can access them and carry out your own actions. This is the call to action we are making from Mexico, from Peru, for some years now, so that people with disabilities can join to the NCBI, to the Sequence Reading Archive, where they can download all the sequences. There are more than 600 millions of readings about Maria. And in these sequences and readings, they have found very important information and very interesting information, including details related to Maria's ancestry. It has even been determined that Maria, it contains information. This is a possible family tree of the mummy Maria. This is my thesis, and this is the information it's tough because nowadays we have a situation where Maria would have had to have parents on one side of a human population called, there is a population in Ham where a G chromosome has been identified,
and suddenly
the groups that exist only in this population of China, in the Han population, and it has also been determined that there is a large group of mitochondrial ethnicity. The mitochondrial ethnicity is fabulous because it's DNA that can only be inherited from the mother. It's maternal inheritance. So it can be traced in a very significant way. What was the origin of this mitochondrial DNA and what is being discovered? There's a very specific haplogroup that is only found in the population of Myanmar. So then the organism that must have been used to carry out this hybridization, it necessarily had to have originated in this area of Asia in the world. And that was later hybridized with another hybrid organism also between Panthorudites and Pampaniscus. These hybrids have already been reported by various evolutionary genetics researchers. Among them, Dr. McCarthy is one of the world leaders in science. I think we should make an effort to contact Dr. McCarthy so that they can also help us analyze this information. What we have seen, these hybrid genes definitely exist from both Pantoglodyc, and that's the crux of this, or the hybridization of these two organisms, which is giving us in Maria the information that we have already shared. Well, that has information.
Let's see who
NHS,
did this research.
The analysis of haplotypes and haplogroups.
It's one of the
distinguishable, which for the moment still hasn't allowed. But I revealed her identity maybe too soon because as far as I know, she is already working on an
Scientific
article.
title.
This same person
Okay.
already published the study and the discovery that Maria contains this
Until the next video, see you
mitochondrial
next time.
haplogroup from Myanmar. This is already published. It is not published in a scientific journal. It's in a sort of pre-review, so to speak, and this is already public knowledge. What is about to be shared worldwide is precisely what is against or regarding the Y chromosome. This chromosome information had also already been seen by Dr. Rafael Largo and Astorga from the Institute of Science and Genomic Medicine back in 2017 when he did the initial studies, and also it was sending a signal from the Y chromosome, but at that moment, since we didn't have all the information, we are talking about 2017 to 2018, this information was thought to be contaminations. Especially now with the studies that have been conducted, this researcher expert in informatics and genetics is confirming to us that there really is a very strong and very clear signal related to a Y chromosome. So this leads us to consider two possibilities regarding Maria, because it is indeed an organism of the male gender. Another option, which is my hypothesis, and is also something we need to verify regarding the physical analysis of organisms like the bodies that have been found, like Maria's. Because apparently up until now we haven't seen any physical evidence of male external genitalia. I want Joyce, Mantilla and everyone else to confirm that for me.
No, there are no notifications.
Yes, then this could be possible, that these organisms could also be hermaphrodites, possessing both sexes. This is something we should also consider within the possibilities, and we will analyze them to reach a final conclusion. We'll be able to get it once we can have tissue samples from all the organisms that are like Maria, so that we can do this same type of analysis and obtain information.
More precise.
Holy shit! The program is running too long. We are now confirming that Mario or Maria is a hybrid being whose human origins trace back to Asia. On the animal side, related to the bonobo, chimpanzee, orangutan.
In Africa.
To everyone, sorry?
Yes, in Africa, an African organism, a human being from Asia, and how it arrived in America, that's a big mystery. It's what really makes us suppose that really
Who did it? This can't be
works.
natural, can it?
Yes, that's what I'm proposing, because there is really a huge doubt about how that naturally something like this could have happened. So the only plausible explanation to understand this is that it was a manipulation and not a natural. The Lord is God.
Would this mean someone did it?
Yes, exactly. There was a population 1700 years ago with the technical capabilities to carry out this type of...
Immediately.
Well, it seems extraordinary to me, as Lasky said, like a great world news. We are now finding and confirming that Maria or Mario, which can change the sex due to the findings that are being made, it is a being with earthly origins, but at the same time, there are some genes that haven't been identified. Is that
That's right,
correct
because
too?
finally, at the end of the day, we have other important physical traits such as tridactyly on one side, and also other physical characteristics of the skin that do not correspond to classic mammals. So all this leads us to assume
Like a reptilian being, human. I don't know. Something's very strange.
That's right. Yes, the characteristics of the skin are completely abnormal compared to what we know in mammals.
Could it be a descendant of dinosaurs or
And it
not?
could be such an, but here the most interesting thing is to be able to determine that 3% of genetic information that could not be determined to tie with the known organisms. Huh? So what it refers to, and we will only be able to do that once we can analyze the other samples.
And 3% is a lot.
Yes, it's a lot. That is enough to be able to respond to variations in tridactylism and other situations we have encountered.
And here we have already been speculating on the possibility when it was being discussed about the serpent men, the feathered serpent, that Jaco was part of all of this.
That's right, including also this whole range of hybrids that fill the mythology of many other populations in our world.
Subtitles by the Amara.org community.
Thank you very much, Ricardo.
Goodbye, thank you.
Let's go then to the report by Robin Milatoro.
Thank you, Yami. Good morning and good morning, everyone.
To the audience of No Humano.
A few days ago, specifically on Sunday, July 21st, 2024, the United States television channel CNN had the opportunity to record unexpectedly the presence of an unidentified anomalous phenomenon. An event that caught a lot of attention since this happened during the airing of a news program, an opinion show, where they were discussing precisely the current political situation in the States. Here's a very interesting report that tells us how unintentionally the media has become involved.